the years, I've developed a bit of a reputation of being a thrifty gardener. And it's true, I do love doing things on the cheap. You can find the most unique materials to build your garden, and you can do it for next to nothing. And today, I'm going to show you some of my favourite tips to get started. Nutrients are, of course, key to plant growth, and you can buy them in buckets and in bags, but you can also collect them for free. You can get them out of fruit and veg scraps, grass clippings. You can get them out of coffee grinds. Anything that you can lay your hands on can be converted into plant food. You just need a transformer. That's the compost. I collect manure from a range of local sources and then compost it for 6 to 8 months to ensure it's safe to go straight onto the garden. And of course, a couple of chickens can provide heaps of nutrients. About 50% of the manure that a chicken produces happens at night, and so that means it is really easy to collect. You can see the girls' perches here where they sleep overnight. I just put some trays of straw or leaves underneath, and then I can come in every couple of days, scoop out the manure to clean up the hutch and put that manure to work. One of the things to remember with nutrients, and this goes for organic fertilisers as well, is that when they are applied to the surface of the soil or even just sprinkled over the top of the compost, you can lose a lot of that nitrogen into the atmosphere. It reacts with the oxygen and the moisture and it disappears. You want to keep it in your compost, which of course means it's going to go to feed your veggies. So my tip is to open that compost up, sprinkle it in, make sure that you actually work it into the pile, and even cover it with a bit of mulch to make sure you always harvest all of the rewards of that manure. And the materials you need to use are everywhere. This is just Rio, makes a great climbing frame, and it comes from a construction site. And of course, sticks, they are one of my favourite things to use in the garden. This is just a really simple fence, a little bit of string and some sticks to stop the dogs walking on the garden beds. Ladders are one of my favourite things to find. You pick them up everywhere, timber and metal, and of course they make wonderful instant climbing frames. What about stones? Well, that's actually broken concrete that came out of the renovation of my house. As soon as I saw it coming up, I knew it would make fantastic pavers. But really, there is no end to the things that you can use to make a garden. Don't even get me started about containers. The only limit is your imagination. Tools are something that I am incredibly passionate about and have a really simple rule. I buy the best and I make the rest. So I spend my money on things that will last me a really long time. For example, this watering can, it has an eye-watering price tag, but I've had it for 10 years and I expect I'll have it for 10 more. The same sort of thing with my secateurs. I've actually used these so much that I had to have them re-handled, re-dipped, and they are still a perfectly good, perfectly workable and fixable tool. And then there are all of those tools that I have that are really, really lo-fi, and I make a lot of them myself. This is what's known as a gannon in the local Tangarang language. It's a digging stick, and it's a fantastic tool for running rills or poking in little planting holes. This one, it's a weeder. It's some wire, a couple of hose clamps and a stick that was leaning against the fence. It's a really simple way to clean out in between your vegetable rows without having to bend over. You just run it through, rip the weeds out, and you get great results. And of course, all of these tools, if you want to learn how to make them, the stories are on the website. And then, of course, there are plants. And this is another place where I'm quite careful where I spend my money, because I reckon that a good quality plant is incredibly good value. I mean, I value the knowledge and the skill and the effort that it takes to grow them. And really, a $4 coffee will last you a few minutes, but for $4 you can buy literally thousands of seeds or a tree that is likely to outlive you. But of course there are also plenty of plants that you can propagate yourself through things like division, from cuttings, and of course by seed. I mean, I grow most of my vegetables and also some flowers from seed, but you're not limited just to the productive patch. You might remember I sowed this seed of tree violet in autumn, and a stack of them have come up. This is going to make a fantastic hedge, and I've done it almost for free. And right next to it, I have a tray of tiny little wallaby grass seeds germinating. And I collected this on a site which had been scalped for construction and then left for a bit of time, and they'd come back in. It is a grass that tends to pioneer disturbed sites. I'm really excited to have it. It's a local species, and I hope to plant it into my little local garden. And of course, to collect seeds from wild plants in wild places, you need a very specific permit. But if you can collect it from friends' gardens or other places with permission, and I reckon it's a really great thing to give a go. Was recently given the most incredible bag of treasure. It was a bag of beautiful blood red peaches. They were totally delicious, and I'd never tried them before. And gardener Rob, who gave them to me, told me an incredible thing. He had grown the peach himself, his own tree, from seed. And it was really interesting to me because professionally, most fruit trees are produced by either budding or grafting, which takes that known variety and puts it onto a rootstock. It means that you get an exact copy of the parent plant. When you talk about things like seeds, that's genetics. These vary, but peaches very commonly don't fall far from the tree. You get an offspring, a delicious peach that is quite similar to the parent. And for me, that is an experiment worth sowing. I put the seeds in the fridge for about 6 weeks, which fakes a really cold winter. It's called stratification, and it means when they hit the pot, they're going to rocket out of the ground in the warmer weather. This is a really free-draining mix because I want to make sure they don't rot. You know, these might take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months to germinate, or they might not work at all. But there is nothing wrong with having a go because it costs you nothing.